Thanks, Concorla. Minister, your justification for not accepting any of the amendments seems to be honest, tilted in favour of the big landlords. That's the only explanation really for what you've given. You've said that the idea of deleting, or in my instance reviewing, the 4-year clause would bring uncertainty for investors. I don't accept that that's the case, and if it does, well, I'm sorry, because security of tenure is actually more important in that regard. You've also said that the amendments looking for rent increases to be curtailed to either the rate of inflation or 5%, that would be, again, a problem, not for the tenant, but for the investor, and that the mechanism that's there at the moment is generally better. The whole reason why you're rushing through this legislation is that the mechanism that's already there isn't better. It's substantially flawed, and I'm disappointed that you didn't deal with the points that I made in relation for the absolute need, if we're going to get to grips with a different approach to housing in this state, why we wouldn't look at things like square metres and so on rather than bedrooms, and accumulating data on the quality of our units, because to move forward and come up with the best ideas, we have to get a full picture of where we stand now. Now, I accept that there's not one type of landlord in this state. I know there are many people who have been left as reluctant landlords simply because they've been left with a property in negative equity that they can't sell. We know people who maybe bought a property to rent it as their pension, for example, and again, they're subbing the rent payment every time. But there are, in the main, good landlords out there, but there are absolutely ruthless landlords who have exploited the present situation to fleece people who in some instances have been loyal tenants of theirs for up to a decade, where they would have purchased the house years ago. They don't need to have that increase, they're only doing it to profit. And the only logic that you can really draw out of this, that those who are calling the shots are the and the big investment trust funds, who have now got to the situation of being a cartel in this city and in this country. And I think that's why you're afraid to bring anything clearer, not because of the ordinary Irish landlord who had the property or two and who was pottering around there as over the years. It's because of these big boys coming in from abroad who are dominating the market. And I'm sorry, but I actually think the interests of Irish tenants and decent Irish landlords is more important than that, and the idea of a fixed price is not going to damage any decent landlord out there either.